Warriors, do you realize that we're heading towards the biggest dislocation of wealth in history? That your life in the next 10 years will never be the same? The way you consume media, the way you do your finances, the way you commute, the way that you shop, the way that you buy a home, the way that you do your voting, and one of the biggest shifts will be your financial system. So for me, this is much bigger than crypto. This is about micro and macroeconomics, and not the kind that you learn in school. Because do you remember learning about quantitative easing and debt ceilings? Do you remember learning that they're printing money to an oblivion in a debt-based society that keeps us trapped? But why I'm bringing this up to you is there will never be a time like this in history again, where the normal everyday person has the opportunity to act as an accredited investor. What is an accredited investor? Accredited investor is an elite group of people that have about $1 million in net worth and above, and they get access to IPOs before you do, initial public offerings. So they come to people like this, or people that have a net worth of $1 million, get to go early and get into an IPO. Then when it hits the news, when it's too late, you get into the IPO and the price skyrockets, and all the people who were in early pull their profits. And then you come sliding down the back end. The game's been rigged for a very, very long time. That's why there's so much FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the crypto space, because they know that you can become your own bank. They also know that you can act as an accredited investor. For example, we interviewed a gentleman on my channel who was into gaming tokens and NFTs and made $150,000 in 3 months. People go to school for 9 years to make $150,000. Some people have to have high-stress sales jobs to make $150,000. I know as an executive, miserable as fuck in the banking system, making over 6 figures. So the world as you know it will never be the same. Movies like Ready Player One show you where we're heading. And I know this is really hard to grasp, especially if you're my age or above, because you grew up in a completely different paradigm. Here's how I explained it to people my age and above. Do you remember the beeper, how advanced that was? You complained about technology back then, but you ended up wearing a beeper. Then the cell phone came out, and you complained about that everything was changing. Well, you use a fucking cell phone now. You're watching on the cell phone right now. You also said that you would never start using email, and you'd only type letters to people. It's more personable, and now you're addicted to your emails. Then you started complaining about text message, and all you do is text now. Should I continue? Oh yeah, you said we'd never stop writing checks, and now you use a debit card. Oh, and your online banking. Don't forget about that. You're not going to stop the evolution, but you have the opportunity to be part of it and become very, very wealthy if you do it right. Have an exit plan. Have a plan. Surround yourself with the right people and stop following the sheeple. Warriors! Get your shit together. Click the link in my bio. Join the community. Let's go.